What's happening, all you minties? Uncanny Omar here from Near Mint Condition. And today I'm doing an overview of the Spawn Origins Collection, Volume 11. It is finally here, years after waiting. So, let's get this overview started. Alright, welcome back everybody. Before going any further, if you're enjoying these type of videos, please think about subscribing if you haven't subscribed yet. And always, if you don't mind, smash that like button. That goes a long way for us. Alright, so, my goodness. Volume 10 of these deluxe hardcovers came out in 2016. So, a lot of us were worried that this line is over. I did a video a couple of years ago showcasing the Spawn hardcovers, and so many people kept asking me questions. So finally, when I got to interview Todd McFarlane in 2020, we started talking about reprints. It was awesome, and we talked about continuing this line. And I actually got to have a meeting with all the folks that put these collected editions together. So we're here. Volume 11, finally out. So, in case there's any worries or questions, yes, this does fit perfectly with the rest of your Origins hardcovers. So there you go, Volume 11. Well, let's take a closer look at the book. So here we have a new cover by Francesco Mattina. Spawn Origins Collection Volume 11. There's a little skull right there. Image, Spawn Origins Collection Book 11. And then the 11 number down there. And then the back here with the clown and the violator. And this book retailing for $39.99. Now, we're going to crack this open, talk a little bit about the story, show off the artwork of what is collected in here, and of course talk about the build of the book. Alright, cracking this open. We have some yellow end paper, which is an interesting choice. We've seen purple, we've seen black, but they're going with this neon yellow, and here is that piece right there by Francisco. And we have Origins Collection Book 11, collecting issues 126 to 138. Here are all your credits, all the folks behind the productions of these particular titles from Image Comics, and then a quote from Todd McFarlane himself, and issue 126, a small little preview of the full cover right there. And it is a textless cover. So, this is all, again, written by Todd McFarlane and Brian Holgan. The pencils here are now by Angel Medina, and Danny Mickey stepping in as his inker. And Danny Mickey went on to just blow up. He seems to be the sought-after inker ever since working with Greg Capullo over on Batman. And Angel Medina, I mean, he's had his share of some hot-selling titles. But for me, I will always remember him as the artist on Warlock in the Infinity Watch. Of course, he went over to do Spectacular Spider-Man, Incredible Hulk. Then we have some additional inks in here by Victor Olazaba and Ale Martinez. The lettering is all done by Tom Orzechowski. And then the colors. You have Brian Haberlin with Dan Kemp doing the colors. So, what is going on through these pages? Well, a lot happened in the 2016, 6 years since we had the previous volume. So if you're reading these in these hardcover collections, yeah, a lot has happened. So this is actually part 2 of an ongoing storyline. Part 2 of Wake Up Dreaming. So it is Al Simmons. He's changed a little bit. He's still Spawn. But now he's helping out his former mentor, his Major. This is Major Forsberg. And he wants to clean his mind. So that's what he does. He travels inside his mind. He has this flashback story of getting out of this weird, hellish place where there's a bunch of zombies after both the Major and Al Simmons. And, well, you can find out how that ends. This next issue is a flashback issue between Al Simmons and Wanda and then Terry down here. And it's about how Al has accepted the job that's going to end up getting him killed. It's the job that will eventually get him killed, and he'll become Spawn. But this is a flashback. And so Wanda's like, do you really have to leave? You know, like, how can you leave like this? So Terry confronts his friend, and Al's like, you know, this is the difference between you and I. Pretty much calling him out. And then you start to see these small little relationships between Terry and Wanda and where it will eventually lead. And then this is brought up again. Somebody told me that this was retconned, where Wanda is blaming him for the loss of their child, their baby, their unborn baby. And it was because he was abusive and he hit her. Now, someone told me later on that that had been retconned. I don't know if that's true or not, but it's in this book. Now, we have the return of Jason Wynn and this guy right here, the clown, and things are about to take a change for both of these characters. The witch Nyx is back, and she's trying to help Al Simmons meditate so he has more control of his powers. You have Sam and Twitch also doing some detective work, and Twitch being obsessed with the character of Al Simmons because he blames him for something tragic happening in his personal life, and that was something horrible that happened in a previous volume. And I don't want to spoil what that is, but yes, Jason Wynn is changing. As a matter of fact, the whole city is changing. But before we get to that storyline, we have to talk about this right here. This is the house of the 7.5 ghosts. So there's 7.5 ghosts that live in this house. And their idea of trying to get more ghosts to join them is to take a physical gun and shoot people dead. So Al Simmons and Twitch both go to this house and fight off these ghosts. Some of them are friendly and some of them are just crazy and want all this power. But this is what one of the big ghosts look like. Apparently it's because he's feeding on these souls. Then we have Al Simmons meeting with Sam and Twitch. Again, he has the power to look like Al Simmons again. And he finds out that Wanda and Terry have moved out of state. Now, someone is going around killing young ladies of the evening. And that somebody is Jason Wynn. And he's dressing up like the clown. Now, things, like I said, are going to take a big turn. So, again, this book, like the previous volumes, has mature content in there for violence and sexual content and language. But my goodness, the artwork here. While it's awesome and detailed, sometimes it can get a little confusing following the sequential art. But, wow. There's some killer fights here with the clown and, of course, the Violator. Turning the entire city against Al Simmons. And all these people are now referring to themselves as clowns. And he's got powers over them. Jason Wynn, for some reason, is working with Nyx. And is he manipulating her? Is he using her? I don't want to spoil that part, but she regrets doing something that accidentally... Well, no, never mind. I'll just leave that out. But this is the type of artwork you're going to find in here. This is a perfect example of what the spread pages look like. Here we have the issue covers. You have the pencils, and then you have the inks. So you have the pencils by Greg Capullo, and the inks by either Todd McFarlane or Danny Mickey. Danny Mickey doing most of these, and then Todd McFarlane coming in from time to time and inking some of those covers. But these are the covers without the colors. So I love the fact that you get the pencils, and you get the inks right there. So you can see the differences of how much an inker adds to a particular artist. I think this is McFarlane just by looking at those bullet holes right there. And you can tell the difference between McFarlane's inks and Danny Mickey's inks. Just the details that they use. But I love the fact that those are added back here, both the pencils and the finished inks. And then we have this piece right here by Angel Medina. As a matter of fact, I think we have a lot of the spread pages without the dialogue back here. I don't think they've done that before in previous volumes. I think they've given us the trade paperback covers. I did like this part where Jason Wynn is kidnapping these women that look like Wanda and calling them Wanda, and he's torturing them, and he's telling one of them, "Say you're mine, bitch," and then Spawn jumps in. He's like, "Fine, you're mine, bitch," and he's talking to Jason Wynn. And yeah, so this looks like what they did is take some of the artwork from the actual story and just took out the dialogue and narration boxes. And that's it. So there are no covers for trade paperbacks in here. All right, let's take a look at the binding. So this one has sewn binding, and there's that eye right there. The book, again, retails for $39.99, and it has 352 pages, collecting issues 126 to 138 of Spawn. Now, one thing I noticed was the difference in the paper stock. I was comparing it to the previous volumes. Previous volumes have thicker paper stock. This seems to have thinner paper stock. And I think it was because I was just reading The Savage Dragon, and I kept going back and forth between these two books that I noticed the difference. Not by much, but there is a little bit of a difference. I did want to point that out. But it's finally here. That, as they say, is that. If you're interested in purchasing this book, don't forget to check out our sponsors. If you live in Europe and are interested in buying and pre-ordering Omnis, then you should definitely check out Walt's Comic Shop in Berlin, Germany. They have the cheapest pre-order prices for Marvel and DC books within the EU, flat rate shipping of €12 for all EU countries, bulletproof packaging, and all emails will be answered within 24 hours. They offer a huge selection of out-of-print books. Just head over to waltzcomicshop.com for more great deals and rare titles. And for a limited time, you can use the code nearmintcon, all one word at the checkout, to get free shipping for all EU countries with your first order of over €40. Walt's Comic Shop, your reliable source for Omnis and premium collected editions in Europe. CheapGraphicNovels.com, your online home for graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off cover price. They have excellent shipping and prompt and helpful service. Check out their bargain deals for up to 90% off cover price. And don't forget, the CGN also takes pre-orders. That way you don't miss out on the hottest releases. And they are currently running a special promotion for you Minties. If you're a first-time customer, after receiving your order confirmation email, reply back to that email and let them know Near Mint Condition sent you their way. They will then apply a free shipping promotional credit to your next order in the US. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discount, quality shipping, and customer service that will keep you coming back for more. And that was the content, the page count, and build of this Origins collection. Let me know in the comments down below if you are picking this up, if you have all the other ones, if you're hoping that they will start reprinting the ones that are missing. I don't know the schedule yet, but I did send out an email, so hopefully I'll hear back from them. So, any questions, leave them down below. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications. Everyone stay healthy and safe out there. Much love.